It's an at the range video on a warm Friday before the Labor Day holiday, and I have the 4570 stainless Thompson Center Contender. And this is 4570 today. Loaded this on a stream the other night. Some people were watching, and just the other day on the 30th, I guess it was, when I fine-tuned and finished up, did some of the prep work before that. But anyway, kind of mixed brass here. We've got Remington Peters and some Winchester, and I'm running 32.6 grains of 5744, which was the starting charge for the Contender section of the Hornady book. This is a Hornady 300 grain hollow point, so this is not anywhere near what 4570 can be. It's pretty tame. I don't remember what the book estimated for velocity, but this is the shorter barrel in the Contender. This is only the 10-inch, and I've put these 4 shots through it so far, and we'll walk down and change the target and you can see what my shots are. But I do have the chronograph set up here. I have not shot over it yet, but I'll do that and we'll see what the velocity of these really is. It's not that bad. This load anyway is not that bad. It's you know, it's like, you know, heavy 44 Magnum or 454 Casull or something like that in range. This is certainly not cranked up anywhere near where it could be, and of course we do have a brake on this Contender. And this Contender came from a friend of mine. His name is Charlie, and he's been a silhouette shooter for quite some time, and he's starting to wind down a little bit and has been selling some things. So I've purchased some reloading equipment and one rifle and this Contender from him, and it's in very nice shape, stainless. Feels real good for the 4 shots that I have through it. So I've added this to my collection of Contenders and barrels. So let's go ahead and walk down range. You saw the load card there, so we're up to date on that. It is loud, even with the heavy hearing protection. It is loud, and I am getting some unburnt powder with that 5744. I think we could probably run something just a little bit faster, but nice out today, pretty warm, 85-ish, clouding up a little bit. They say we're gonna have this weather all weekend for the Labor Day holiday weekend, and I don't have any specific plans. I'll probably play around with some gun stuff and maybe some airplane stuff. We'll see what's happening. But here's the target, and I was shooting from 25 yards, and this shot right here out in the 5 ring, this was my first shot. This shot down here right below it, this was my second shot. I got on the trigger too soon, and it was a very poorly executed shot. The third shot, I came back up here, and then for the 4th shot, I made a little more effort to make sure I was holding nicely centered, and I hit over here. So it's trying to shoot. It's you know, it is a relatively stout pistol, so you gotta pay attention to what you're doing, but it does have a very good trigger, so it's something that I should be able to master. I'm gonna have to probably use 2 hands here to push that up under there. I left the house without one of my range bags, so that one down there, I think I might have killed I probably killed the clip that was down there. I wonder if I can find the pieces of that. I'm sure it mangled it up pretty good with that 300 grain bullet hitting it. I'm not seeing any pieces down here right off the bat, but you know, there's always paper clips, clothespins everywhere around here. They're stuck all over the wire here where they hang their targets. But yeah, spider on that one. You better hope I don't have that low shot again. But yeah, I was kind of hoping I'd see some of the pieces of that down there, but I don't. So okay, well, I'll go ahead and walk back down to the 25-yard line, and we'll shoot a couple more of those and do them over the chronograph and see what the velocities are. But say it's not horrible. I mean, it could be horrible, I think. And I have a set of Packmeyer grips, the contoured ones, to go on this. I didn't put them on. I just ran these regular Thompson Center wood grip and 4-end here, but I do have the parts to put the Packmeyers on it. So anyway, so you got the chrono there, and 25 yards. Boy, nice day today. They say that it is building a little bit of cumulus clouds. We might end up getting some rain here in a bit, and I'm planning to be home in time to check out the Georgia Shooters Connection tonight. We're doing the drawing for some of the prizes for the Willie the Bullet Man charity stuff that we've donated to. So I'm looking forward to hitting that at 8 o'clock this evening. I don't know when I'll get this video published. This will probably be after that chat. I don't know, maybe I'll get motivated and get it out beforehand, but I definitely, it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon now, so I got about 4 hours, so I could shoot a bit here and then go home and make the video and still hit the live chat. I brought another 1898 Krag today, one that's been mildly sporterized that I picked up from a friend, and I also brought my Yugo Mauser out to run some more ammo through just to fire form some brass. But anyway, I'm going to have to probably stop the camera here so that I can spin it around and put the view on me so you guys can see me shoot this thing. Well, all right, I don't think that view's too bad. Let's go ahead and dry fire one here so we can make sure to get some wind blowing. It's not going to blow my stuff away. My load cart's kind of flapping in the breeze. We got the 25-yard sign there behind us. Can you see that? Yeah, there it is. My muzzle was covering up. So we are at 25 yards. I had to move the chrono so I could get away from that table a little bit to make sure that you guys could see me. But we'll go ahead and dry fire one here so you can kind of get a view of what this is going to look like. So I'm putting a relatively firm grip with the trigger hand, but not killing it. And then I'm moving this hand, the support hand, down a little bit because on the first shot I did catch a little bit of the trigger guard in that top finger. So with these grips and this geometry, I'll move this hand down just a little bit more than I normally would because it does tend to have a little recoil to it. But you know, and we're pushed out right about there. It does have a very light trigger. Yeah, I like how that feels. That's going to work. See where my feet are there. This right there, so I know where my mark is. And that 4570 cartridge, it does look big going into a pistol. So it's pretty impressive. So I do see down, and I don't think you guys will be able to see, but down the bore I do have some kernels of unburnt 5744. See if I can catch some in my hand here. They must have disintegrated when I blew on them because I don't see them and I didn't get, or it's stuck in the brake there maybe. But yeah, I think a little bit faster powder might be in order if I can make that work. But let's go ahead and get some ears on here. I don't want to make the mistake of touching that off without my ears on. This is one of those things that will be equally as useful for me as it is for the viewers, because I will get to see what my follow-through looks like when I shoot this thing and adjust from there. So I think that's just about where I want to stand. So I'll put a couple of these in my pocket, then I won't have to keep moving back and forth. So I got them, put these in my right pocket, and here's the first one that I'll shoot right here. All right, so let's go ahead and put one on there. Like I say, it's not terrible. I say downloaded to this level, it's not terrible. It'll be interesting to see. My chrono's a little closer than the typical 15 feet that I do. It's probably closer to maybe 10 or 11 feet. I didn't measure it, but we'll put one over it and see. So it's about what I want for a grip, right about like so. Let's dry fire another. Yep, not bad, not bad. Okay, now you get to see it. I'll try to execute a good shot. Okay, I was not a good hold. I was low because that trigger is lighter than my other contenders. I was just starting to come up into the sighting area. So let's do another. I'll leave that on video just to be honest. You know, this thing it is one of those things you think about it. So 1251 on the, as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and write that down. 1251, so it's 300 grains at 1251. We did get a good chrono number, that makes me happy. All right, here's my leaf. Okay, let's have a better hold this time, not quite so jumpy. Got one in there already. There's a little flinchy on that. I don't see the spot. I hope I'm not shooting that bad. 1255 for the way the powder in the barrel looks. Yeah, there's a lot of unburnt sticky stuff in there, but the velocity's consistent so far. Let's see if I can catch some of that. Yeah, it kind of blew all over me. I don't know if you can see the kernels there. I probably blew a little too hard to get it out of the barrel. Let's do another and try to have a better hold. I'm not even sure if I got that one on the paper. I didn't feel too bad about it, but I certainly did jerk when I pulled the trigger, which is, there's no excuse for that because this has a very nice trigger. It's just me being apprehensive with the thing. Let's do better this time. It's fun. Let's see, 1255, let's remember that. At least I said it, I'll be able to do that. Not bad. I did close my eyes on that. I saw the flash and I closed my eyes and I flashed. It's at, I'm still shooting to the left a little bit. The elevation's a tiny bit low and it's a little bit to the left of the bullseye. That gave me a duplicate on the 1255, which who knows if that's real or not. Chronos lie. All right, let's try to do a better shot here. I'm having a hard time entertaining my viewers and shooting at the same time. I'll try to not blow so hard and get a little bit of that powder this time. Yeah, you can see a couple of there's one of the unburnt kernels right there in the middle of my hand. There's one on my wrist there. Okay, better hold. It's definitely gratifying to put that big cartridge in there. It's fun. All right, I'm gonna try not, I keep getting stuck below the target, so I'm gonna move my front leg forward a little bit and try to be better here. It's not bothering me to shoot it, I'm just a little flinchy. That one I should have breathed a little bit more. Let's do another. Just starting to warm up a little bit. .1271 that time. A little faster. Okay. Settle down and do a better hold. Quit being a bozo. I'm gonna open my stance a little bit. Maybe that'll help. So I'm putting a much firmer grip on this than I normally do on a TC, and it's affecting me. Try not to push it out quite so far. That was a better hold. You can tell I opened my stance because, see, my balance it pushed me back more. And I did get a little contact on my knuckle from the trigger guard that time, and that one was 1260. Let's do one more. One more. Let's try a straight isosceles this time and see how that feels. I anticipate that I'll probably get some lean into that when it recoils. I'll try to bend my knees a little bit and be ready for it. I felt pretty good about that hold. I wasn't too flinchy, but anyway, I think that was a decent shot. We'll I'll have to probably turn the camera off again here to, and there is some that unburnt powder in there. In a 10-inch barrel and that much case capacity, I'm not sure you can get away from that. Okay, I'll go ahead and shut this off and we'll walk down there and take a look. That one showed 1298. I don't think that that's changed that much, but maybe it has. All right, we'll go down and take a look at it. Well, all right, there we go. There's the one that's the little bit to the left that I talked about. I might have said right. I might have spoken backwards, but that's a little bit to the left. Sometimes trying to shoot and talk on video gets me. That shot's not bad, and that shot's not bad. I am getting stuck below a little bit here. I need to force myself to shoot, get the sight alignment better, and get the hold a little bit better. Unfortunately, my hold area seems to be settling right in here, and I'm wrestling with it a little bit. Let's go back and try it again and see if we can't get something up where it belongs, because I think the thing is shooting pretty good. It's just a matter of me relaxing and shooting it. It's not that bad. You just got to convince yourself of it. All right, back at the 25-yard line. Got the rest of them here. I'll put them in my pocket. Say it's got 6 left, but say they are gratifying to handle because they're so big. But that would be a handful if you cranked them up. It's you know, that's a nice push here, and it's not stinging my hands. It's not making my wrist hurt or anything at this level. But I think that if you went heavier bullets or cranked it up some, I think it would. You know, 1298. You know, that's pretty reasonable velocity for a 300 grain bullet, and it's, you know, it's a big gun with a break on it, so that helps. But say right now it's probably not much nastier than a 300 grain 44 Magnum would be. You know, it's kind of in that realm. It's just a matter of me settling down and not letting the thing intimidate me. So let's put a couple more through it, see if I can get a decent hold here. I'm not real pleased with the way I've been shooting since I turned the camera on. My first few shots that I did before I started turning the camera on were certainly better, but I think that's how it always goes, you know, when you're documenting yourself. The good thing is I can look at the video and I can adjust, you know, and learn. So we'll put a few more on here. I feel that the kind of modified halfway between the isosceles and the weaver is probably the better hold for the recoil management. However, I have a smaller hold area if I go straight isosceles on it. But let's just try to be disciplined about it. I'll try to not get stuck in a hold area that's below where I'm trying to aim. And because you know, when I try to come up into it, that just does not work for me. I have to really be disciplined about that. If I get settled in there, it's tough. So I should have brought my water bottle down here. It's time for a drink of water. But let's shoot a couple more of these and see what happens. So here we go. Let's see what I can do. I'm back to the kind of less open stance. Try to get some balance and a better hold. I like that point of aim looks pretty good. Let's see where I'm at just to come into it. Yeah, that's right where I ought to be, I think. Okay. Gotta breathe. Cases look nice. There's nothing at all remarkable there. Quite a bit of unburnt powder in it, not a ton. I see maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 or so kernels in there that are sticking to the inside of the bore. 1255 again on the velocity. I've got some cast bullets that I picked up for this. I found some at a local store. I found some 275 grain 459 cast bullets. I just got to either make or come up with an expander. I made an expander for these jacketed bullets because the sizing die, it brings the neck down pretty tight, and then with a flat base bullet, it's difficult to get them started straight and end up with a good looking cartridge. I turned my own expander and got them to look pretty nice. You know, I'm pleased with that, and I turned a step in the expander like a Lyman M die or any of the modern expanders, so the bullet would sit in nice and square to start the seating. But I'm going to have to make one that's a couple thousandths bigger for the cast bullets, or purchase an M die or whatnot. I looked at the stores around here to see if I could find a 4570 M die, and I haven't come up with one yet. I do have one for 452 diameter bullets, but it's nowhere near what it needs to be. It wasn't even really big enough for the jacketed bullets, so I ended up turning one from a piece of scrap steel and made my own expander, so I'll probably have to turn another one for the cast bullets. Okay. I like that hold. I don't know where my impact was, but I liked the hold. I had the sight where I wanted it. I did catch you can see right there how close my finger is to that handguard. I did feel a little contact there, and you can see it's a little red. It's not horrible. Might be sore tomorrow though. 1261 on that velocity. And looks like about the same amount of powder in there. Of course, I would think it would blow out the stuff from the previous shot. It shouldn't accumulate. I need to do like Totally Brown does and get the tube that he uses with his black powder guns and do the bubbler. 1261. Okay, here we go. Let's do another. I do like the trigger on this Contender. It might be amongst the nicer of my Contender triggers. This is the only stainless frame that I have. All of my others are blued. I have to compare the serial numbers. Yeah, I got on the trigger way too soon on that one. That was a terrible shot. It's low. Shouldn't even document those. I'm so used to the other frames that are heavier. As soon as I started to address the trigger, I got the shot. Certainly wasn't a flinch on that one. It's I might actually need to make this trigger a little heavier. At least I didn't shoot the chrono. I like that shot, and I'm right over there to the left again where I was before. I was a little goofy on the trigger because I was really trying hard to stay off of it, because twice now I've been poor trigger discipline when I presented and got early shots. It's funny because I can see where both of them hit. I think this thing may need a sight adjustment for the point of impact being a little bit to the left. I'm looking at the rear sight to see if it looks that way. Yeah, it might. I can go get the tool and take care of that. Because of the shots that I felt better about, I have been to the left. But let's just go ahead and finish these up this way and just make note of it. 1261 is still on the chrono. I'm not sure it picked up any of those, but I can see both of the points of impact from the two that I was on the trigger too early before I had my sights where I wanted them, and they're both almost in the same place, a little bit to the left in the same elevation low, just below the white of the paper. So here we go. We're going to do better this time. I'm letting my viewers down with my poor performance here. That was a little bit to the left, and I felt like I was chasing it at the end. One more shot. Let's see how we do. I think that's the last one. All these other ones in this pocket are empties. Boy, they go fast, don't they? I can feel unburnt powder in my pocket from those cases. All right, this is the last one, so we're really gonna do a good job on this one. 1274 on the velocity that last time. All right, stop screwing around and do it right. I'm gonna make sure I got my finger outside of that dang trigger guard. All right, I'm close. It was smoother that time, but my hold was a little low. Okay, oh, once again, Nebraska's just fine. Let's, I'll show you guys about the unburnt powder. I'll tap it out on this piece of paper here. Yep, that one doesn't have any in it. Maybe it all already came out in my pocket. Nope, not getting any out of any of these. Nope, well, we won't bother on that. So there's what I've run through it so far. So here's my case. I didn't do quite 20 because I had this many cases that were not already primed. My dad gave me a fair amount of 4570 brass, and these were the ones that weren't primed, so I just touched them with a full length, made sure the trim was okay, cleaned the primer pockets, and then did the typical mouth expansion, seated my bullet, and a crimp on there. I used the standard seating die and the roll crimp in the seating die to put a reasonable crimp in them. Not anything crazy, but reasonable. So let's switch the camera around and then we'll go down and look at the target. Yeah, okay, I switched the target. Well, okay, I switched the camera around and here's the fired brass that we were just looking at. Nothing at all remarkable there. And we'll just go ahead and close up the case. I picked up 4 of these case guard 20 round for 4570, and for bringing my brass to the range. Pen there. Let's go ahead and take a look. 1266 on that last shot. But yeah, I'm not real thrilled with my performance here. I was a little jumpy. I did get better towards the end. Got a few in the black there, but I was jumpy trying to entertain you guys and shoot at the same time. So, but yeah, I got, looks like I got 2 right there. I got 2 right there, and then of course these, and I had the 2 that went down low below the paper there. But yeah, that thing's pretty fun. I just need to settle down and shoot it. Like I said, it's capable of shooting just fine. We'll find a cast bullet that works well in it and a little bit faster powder, and I think it'll be a little bit better to use that and less residue in the barrel and things, and just take some experimenting to figure out what works. So that's what we have today at the range for the Contender in 4570. I've only had this for 2 weeks. This is the first time I had it out. Say thank you to my friend Charles Singleton that sold me the Contender, and he's also provided some other nice things that I'll show on the channel sooner or later. Some reloading stuff, some other firearm stuff, but very pleased with this stainless Contender. Keep an eye out for some other stainless barrels. I don't know how often I'll shoot the 4570, but it's fun, it's different, it's a little bit obnoxious, even toned way down to the level that these are, you know, around 1250, 1260 feet per second according to the Caldwell here. But even at that level, it's formidable, but not unmanageable. I just have to learn to not be afraid of it. And I think that the Packmeyer grips would probably be more comfortable. I don't mind this grip. It feels good with the thumb here, but The second hand, I would like a little bit more purchase there to get a hold of things. And like you can see, my knuckle's a little red there, but not bad. It was making some contact here on the back of the trigger guard, but I think that just happens. So, hey, thanks everybody for watching. The first day out with the 4570 Contender. And we'll be prepared if a bear comes to the range. Well, not today. I used all the ammo.